Today, I want to talk to you about why myths are challenging and difficult. So, the core identity that you have, the sense of self, the thing that you build your reality upon, is composed of myths and beliefs and stories. So, we as humans tend to need something to hang ourselves on. We need to have a way to sort of hang our identity. And that way of hanging our identity is what I call mythological substructure. It's kind of the connective tissue of who you have come to know yourself to be. So when we're exploring mythologies, the reason myths are so challenging and difficult for people is because, as it turns out, myths are the substructure of your unconscious brain. So the core sense of self that you are is part of your unconscious sense of self. So whenever you have a moral reaction to something or any kind of sensory reaction, in other words, something that comes out of your unconscious, you didn't consciously think of it, but it's something that happens to you or inside of you, that is based on this substructure lattice work of beliefs, identities, thoughts, and mythologies. Now, as we build our identity on our core mythologies, so does society build its identity upon core mythologies as well. And this becomes the interesting thing about mythology. Mythology, turns out, is the very core substructure, the skeletal structure of society. That's why what I'm teaching you is so dangerous to people, because it really is getting at the substructure, core underlying structure of reality. And obviously, not all people can handle that. Now, the things that I'm teaching over time, the things that I'm going to introduce you to, I'm going to work you up to them so you're more psychologically capable of handling some of these deeper concepts and truths. But let's just start out by saying that if you understand that it's easy enough to see other people's mythologies, it's easy for us to look at somebody else's religion or story or belief and to go, oh my God, that's ridiculous. But when it comes to our own sense of identity and our own belief systems, we believe those beliefs, our beliefs, to be right and true, correct and just. And we believe everybody else's beliefs to be wrong and incorrect or not as true. And so this really gets at the human dilemma, because we're a global group and we live in a global village, yet we all believe that we have the answer. We all believe that we have the truth or access to the truth, and that everybody else's truth is not the truth. And this leads to our dilemma. This is why we fight wars and battles and have religious skirmishes and border skirmishes, because we believe we have the answer, but those other people, those bad, evil people, do not. And so we begin to get to the substructure of consciousness and the substructure of awareness. And one of the components of this substructure is this sense of feeling. If we add feeling to any belief, we take that feeling to be or mean that the belief we have is, by definition, true. So this becomes quite a challenge, quite a problem. Because we're thinking that because I feel it, I have a strong sensation, there's a strong feeling or emotion about it, whatever the belief is, then it has to be true. So over the coming weeks and months, we're going to continue to explore the components of mythology and the components of consciousness and awareness, and also the deconstruction of those components with an intention to bring you to freedom.